Hello, and welcome to Dork Cast. I know it says 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time that this live stream would start, and it's 3:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm here, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to go. So, Silver Moon, hi, thanks for coming in. I'm early, yes. Pred Helmet, thanks for coming in. Metallic Kaiju, Bram, thanks for coming. Yes, nice and early. 4 minutes. So to all the early birds, thank you. To all the on-time birds, thank you. And to all the late birds, I guess thank you too. All right. Well, there's not a lot of news this week. It's a pretty light news week, which I'm not going to lie. I'm actually, that's kind of nice. I think it's good to have a little break. We need a break. Our minds need a break. And our wallets need a break, So, and what I want to do is I'll probably end up focusing more on questions today because of that. Which is going to be great. But there's a couple things to talk about. But this is a podcast, technically Dorkcast. I actually just labeled this playlist on YouTube as a podcast. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but if you do want to just listen and not have a screen up, it's on Apple and Spotify, all that stuff. It's all there. And I've been doing pretty good at uploading them timely. Instead, like usually I don't. I suck at it. Yeah, Kaiju, there's some Blokees news. There's Blokees news like every day. It's not even every week. So, hey, Stubbs, go figure go. Hope you guys are doing great. And as far as news, I'm going to plan on, I want to cover this in the beginning of every Dorkcast anyway. But as far as Sirdork video news, coming up this week, I have the Juggernaut Gamerverse shooting and reviewing video, which that was like one of the funnest figures. I had a lot of fun with that one. And so next week I'm planning on I just got in the Deadpool Maximum figure. So I'm planning on doing that first thing. And then I think I'm going to do the Gamerverse Captain America Venom, probably. Or I'm not exactly sure. Oh, no. If I can squeeze that in, but no, I have 2 Blokees videos for next week also. Hey, Mattis collects big old dork. So, what do you say we get into the toy news and see what we got? Coming up. So, this is the first I think I've seen from Blokees with their dinosaur stuff. They teased the dinosaur stuff, and so now they've actually got a bunch of it coming, and I've got a bunch of photos. So here's a little T-Rex. This is like one of the legendary ones, or legacy. I don't remember, but this is gonna be one of the cutesy little ones. Blokees will have like the cutesy little ones. They'll have like slightly more built, that aren't so cutesy, and then they have legitimate looking figures that are legit. Yes, legitimate things that are legit. Anyway, so this is the T-Rex, and he looks pretty cool. Yeah, he looks pretty. He doesn't look as realistic as a Hammond or anything, but, people have come to really appreciate the stylization and quality and affordability of Blokees. So that's pretty cool. Here it is. And then there's also the Ghost Raptor also. Looks pretty good. Raichu Boy says the arm looks off to me. Yeah, maybe it's the angle, because the color looks weird. It's almost like he's got a sleeve on, right? And by the way, if you're throwing any questions in the chat, I will be doing a Q&A at the end of the the second half of the stream. So save them for then, and I'll do my best to get to them. So there's that. I got some more dinosaur stuff from Blokees. I've got a lot of Blokees stuff, but the other dinosaur thing I've got here from Blokees is this one. So Blokees has been doing vehicles too. So this is probably going to be coming in those packs that are blind. You might get a vehicle, you might get a dinosaur, which as far as dinosaurs are concerned, I wouldn't be super excited for that. And so these smaller ones aren't really painted. The bigger ones are going to have a nice paint, but the smaller ones are not going to. So they're just one color, 1/12 scale. Metallic says, I hope Blokees wheels does 1/12 eventually. 1/12 scale Blokees wheels. That's pretty, like, actual 1/12 scale vehicles from Blokees. That sounds pretty crazy. I don't really I don't know if they'll do that, but I'd be kind of into it. So they've got all these guys, and they look they look cool. Spinosaurus. They've even got some dinosaur skeleton ones, and there's some chase ones too with a clear blue. So I think they're cool. I am not super interested in these, but they're Blockies, and I feel like and dinosaurs are obviously so popular. So I only just heard about this whole 6 and 7 thing like 3 days ago, and if I didn't hear about that, I would have no idea what the live chat is all about. But hey, I'm happy you're live chatting. Michael Miller says these are effing adorable. So cool. I'm glad you think so. Metallic Kaiju, yeah, I think that's a Chase Spino. So I think it's cool. I think Blockies is doing their thing, and it's making me happy. So before I continue with more Blockies news, I just saw this today because I want to stay on the dinosaur thing. So this is posted directly from Nanmoo Studio. So it says, "What's meant to come will come. We just got the sample and we're making an ad, so please wait a few more days." So this is, I guess, their first sample of production from Nanmoo Studios of their Spinosaurus, and this is the Jurassic Park 3 looking Spinosaurus. And boy, it looks good, doesn't it? Like the posing of having it, swimming like that looks good. It's beautifully painted. It's incredible. So I'm excited for that. It's probably going to be small though. One thing about Nanmoo Studios is they don't keep all of their figures within the same scale. They're all going to be around the same size, even if a raptor and a whatever. So that's one thing that kind of stinks about them. So, but it's coming. It's coming, and I definitely will do a video on when this guy comes out. Yeah. Metallic Kaiju. I'm so glad you're excited. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really, really good. Okay, back to Blockies. So there was I don't know what show this is, but it'll say right here. So Blockies has got some of their Batman stuff, and this is like all the Batman generations here. Says these are Defender versions, freshly revealed. DC Defender version, legendary Batman Assemble, authorized sales regions, mainland China, Hong Kong. So pretty much all the same as usual, like all the reveals, but you'll be able to pick these guys up somehow. And this is at China Toy Expo, CTE China Toy Expo. And look at what we've got here. We've got George Clooney with his Batmobile, and we've got Christian Bale with the tumbler, and then we've got Batfleck. Oh yeah, in the armored suit, which he looks great with his Batmobile. And there's another Batfleck. We've got Michael Keaton with his Batmobile. We've got Battinson with his Batmobile, and we've got another Christian Bale. We even got a Adam West, but we don't have Val Kilmer. Like, what's going on there? Because I'm not gonna lie, the Val Kilmer Batman Forever Batmobile, that was my favorite Batmobile, and it might still be. So that's a little disappointing. Oopsie, just a little bit disappointing. I wonder why they decided to skip that one. I mean, it looks like some of these you can actually put them in the Batmobile. So in the smaller picture here, there's one of Christian Bale sitting in the Batmobile. Yeah, right, you boy. That's the Kryptonite Spear too, which is pretty cool. Like from Batman versus Superman. Hey Ben, welcome. No Batman the Animated Series, says Silvermoon. Good. Yeah, I didn't think of that. So I'm sure, knowing Blockies, we're gonna get all of these things that I'm. Wait a second. I see the Batman Forever symbol over here underneath, but why do I not see him here? Am I missing it? Maybe they're just. Oh wait, is that? This suit looks more like George Clooney, but maybe that is Val Kilmer. So maybe, yeah, I guess one. I guess so. It's the silver one towards the end of the movie. All right, my bad. So I guess they're just skipping George Clooney then. Anyway, yeah, that's the final one. You're right. It's been a while. And then that's when they go to the actual. Someone takes the boat. Someone takes the. Maybe I'm mixing them up. Anyway, so Blockies is doing all those. And they've also, on the same display, the same show, they've got more Marvel stuff on display. So they've been hitting it, but they've been doing Marvel for a little bit now. Some of them are actually you can get a lot of them right now, but all of these in this line are all, this is the Hero Galaxy version, which these are all, I don't want to say they're 1/12 scale, but they're around that size. So we've got this good looking Spider-Man. He looks good with Spidey sense. Dr. Octopus, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. We've got Spider-Man with his little web backpack on. And Metallic Kaiju, no, that was not Blokees Godzilla, but that'd be fun, huh? And then we've got a Green Goblin, or is that Hobgoblin? Looks more like a Hob. But Mysterio was in there. There's a lot of stuff in here that's not getting close-ups. There is Venom in here. There's Spider-Ham. And what is this one here? I can't tell. Somebody with lots of armor. Is that Rhino? I think it's Rhino. Yeah. So this is exciting. I don't know exactly how big they are. They're not actually saying Metallic Kaiju. I'm going to say they're around that. Maybe a little bit smaller. Like around the 5 to 6 inch. I don't want to say 1/12 scale, but I think you're going to be around then. Oh, it's almost Ben's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, almost, to Connie. Happy birthday. They should, yeah, Mattis. They should absolutely make a Venom the cat. Can you imagine if someone actually did that? That would be so cool. So cool. So the last bit of Blokees is more Pokemon. Yeah, and I don't have any of the Blokees Pokemon yet, which is weird because I'm the biggest Blokees like supporter, and I'm also a huge Pokemon fan, but I don't have any of them, which is so wild. So we've got Munchlax, Pikachu, Eevee, Charcadet. We've got Galarian, Farfetch'd, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, Piplup, Corphish, which is an interesting choice. And we've got Quaxly, Sprigatito, Fuecoco, Riolu, Machop, Slowpoke, Psyduck, and Scorbunny. And there's also a bunch of more stuff on display here. We've got Snorlax, Greninja, some of the bigger ones, Charizard, Scyther, and everybody's here. The whole gang. Oh, okay, maybe not the whole gang, but they all look good. So I don't know what is new. Honestly, I don't remember what's new out of this. I think these are the new ones that revealed. Machop, Corphish, Piplup, all these boys and girls. So more's coming out. I'm sure next week on Dorkcast there'll be more. John Wolf is loving the Snorlax. Honestly, the Snorlax looks really good. It looks way better than the Tomy one that I've got. So I'm pretty excited for that. So I think there's one other toy news thing before I get into the main thing I'm going to talk about. And this is one I'm going to get. Hot Toys reveals a lot of stuff, and I don't talk about every reveal, but this is the Revenge of the Sith 1/6 scale General Grievous blogger photos. So this has been revealed already, and I kind of forgot about it. But man, a Hot Toy General Grievous is one I've got to get. And so here's some amazing photos of the people that do these. Man, I gotta go and pre-order him. He's like, what? How much is he? 400? Beautiful freaking photography. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, I know. Samuel Christensen. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit. He's beautiful. So, not exactly news, but I mean, it could be news to some, but it just felt like something I needed to cover. Okay, so this is the main thing. I had it on the thumbnail, and so none of this information is confirmed by Tamashii Nations or anybody. This is just like rumors and things. So this is from Mezco HK. This is an account I bring up all the time on here, and they said, looks like the SH Figuarts Spider-Man Gamerverse is real after all, but recent reports say the figure might get canceled outside of Japan due to licensing issues. So apparently this account is saying that potentially only Japan is going to be getting this figure. There's licensing issues for some whatever reason, and that's pretty scary. And I heard about this maybe 2 days ago, and then I only today learned some other news too, which is also not confirmed. So don't be scared, because this account is saying Japan is okay, USA is okay, Latin America is okay. The only places where the licensing issues are causing it to be canceled are other parts of Asia besides Japan. So, which a lot of the people viewing this are from the US or elsewhere, but not everybody is. And so, any of our Chinese listeners or anywhere else, I'm sorry, but you might not be able to get a hold of this guy easily, of this Gamerverse SH Figuarts. So it says, here's what I've heard from Kaiju Daddy regarding the SH Figuarts Gamerverse Spider-Man. The only markets Disney has given the big no to seem to be China and the rest of the non-Japanese markets in Asia. So I guess it's good news for anyone. For me, good. Anyone in Latin America? So Diana Martinez, it's good for Diana. So, and Mattis says Europe is, yeah. So apparently, it's just non-Japanese markets in Asia. So, whew, that's a close one. So we're good for the most part. But anyone else in Asia that's not Japan, I'm sure you'll have your ways of getting it. But that could be a big bummer for you. So, yeah. Go Figure Ghost right now says he'll ship to them. He's going to go into the Tamashii Nation store himself because it's in his backyard and ship it out to you. So if you're one of those people, hit him up. Go Figure Go. He's got you. So that's great. I'm glad to hear it. Kevin Wallace says dollars. Well, what's about like $80 or something like that? It's very easy to find online if you're wondering how much it is. But I think it's like $80, $90 or so. So, yeah, very exciting. Or hopefully not. Hopefully you're getting good news right now and not bad news from this. So that's it as far as news goes. Yeah, very, very light and very quick. So I'm going to get right into the top 10. I'm going to get right on into the top 10. So as I always say, if you're a toy photographer and you want to have your photo up here, you want to have me talk about it, that's cool. You can do that. All you got to do is post it on Instagram and hashtag right here, hashtag Sirdork top 10. That's all you got to do. And it's got to be Instagram, unfortunately. Whoa. Ben's got 108 subscribers on YouTube. Ben, congrats, dude. Congrats. But yes, if you don't have Instagram, I would recommend just make it. Make it. Post your photos on it. Don't even touch it. If you hate Instagram, that's cool. I don't blame you. But if your parents are saying, "Hey, you're not allowed to have Instagram, bro." Oh, Mattis, thanks so much for the super chat. Name a figure under $30 and I will buy it. Figure under $30. I'm gonna name something good. Oh, you know what? Do the Daredevil CT toys from the bootleg CT toys. I bought it. It's $28. I just did the video on it. It's a good one. I think you'll like it. Even if you don't love Daredevil, it's a good figure. So thanks so much for the super chat, Mattis. That's crazy. Thank you so much. But yeah, if your parents don't let you have Instagram, ask them. Maybe they'll post it for you. Just say, hey, Sirdork does this cool top 10 thing. Can you just post this? So then he can see it. And that's all I got to do. And tag me in it too. That's really, really... Oh, Vicious Soldier, thanks. The video of the Daredevil sold me, and I'll be looking to get it. So cool. And Mattis is going to go get it. All right, Mattis. I'm glad to hear it. And Cohen just hit 600 on Instagram. Congrats. That's so awesome, dude. Congrats, Cohen. So right here in the top 10 is Count Marv. You must be this tall to ride. So we've got Vegeta, and this looks like a pretty recent SH Figuarts Vegeta figure. And he's standing next to a sign like you would see at a carnival or something, or amusement park, saying you must be this tall to ride. And of course, Vegeta is a short king and he's under, so he can't ride. Even the hair Even his hair doesn't quite get there. Apertoy says, "LOL, hair not tall enough." So that's the thing that's gonna get me if you for these top 10 is the creative ideas. Something that's I'm gonna look at it and I'm going to say, "Ha, that's funny," or "Ha, that's cool." The creative ideas are always the ones that get me. And to be honest, I think that's the most important thing. It's the creative idea. So Count Marv, really, really great job. This next one. So this is from Ernesto Michelina. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful photo. And it's framed so beautifully. We've got Ash Ketchum and Pikachu pointing up at this beautiful, legendary Articuno appearing. And the lighting is amazing. The fog is beautiful. And one of the things that makes this so good is the way it's framed. The tree trunks kind of giving this little archway of light on the right-hand side. And then that's where Articuno is emerging from. Is just like, it just makes your eye go right there. Whew, man, it's just beautiful, right? And this is the Metallic Hydra says, "What's that Articuno?" This is the Jazzwares Trainer Team Series 1. So this is one of the, I think this might have been the first from the first line of those figures they were doing. And yeah, this is beautiful. There's a little bit of smoke coming out of there too. And yeah, it's just really beautifully done. Ernesto, great, really great job. This is an absolutely beautiful shot. Next is from Northern Fred. And you know what? I haven't seen a lot from Fred in a while. And his style gets me so much. I feel like what Fred does is he just lives his life. And then he's like, you know what? I wish Groot was here with me with whatever I'm doing right now. And I'm going to take a picture of him. So Fred was out there having a fire on a nice fall day, chopping some wood. So he put Groot out there to join him. And it's just so good. Fred, this is just like, and this full scale 1/1 scale Groot is perfect for this. And every so often he does the Grogu as well. Yeah, Lucian says, "Love the onesie." The fact that Groot is out there in his pajamas. I just said pajamas. Okay. But why is he out by the pajamas? Why is he out by the fire in his pajamas? What's going on? His pajamas are going to smell like smoke after this. But he ain't going to be chopped like no firewood. Groot will not be. That's why he's angry. So, Fred, great job. This is just so freaking great. Domesticated Caveman, hey man, such a great setup on this one. Yeah. Samuel Christian says, "I need to step up my game to get on the top 10. These are so awesome." Samuel Christensen, stepping up your game is always a good idea, but just keep doing what you're doing, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Fred, love this. This next one is from David the Dinosaur, man. And this is just so good. When the plot armor fails. So this really looks real. We've got this is the Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus, and he's got, you know, a dead guy in his mouth. He's about to eat him up. At least he looks dead. And it's just a really beautiful shot. The way it's edited, the way it feels so grim and hi mom. Everyone said please say hi to my mom in the live chat. Thank you. Yeah, it just the color grading, making it feel so grim and dark and blue and cold, and the fog just looks so good. It really, it's a real, the way he kind of edits and does his shots really add to just crazy realism. It all just looks really real. Carvin, interesting. That's kind of a cool bloody thing. Just kind of painted on like that. And he uses a vape to get the fog. And you know what he's doing? He's using the stick trick. I mean, the stick trick isn't, you know, that incredibly difficult to think of. So I'm not saying that he got an idea from me, because he probably didn't. He probably figured it out himself also. So David the Dinosaur, man, this is just so good. Really, really great job. So awesome. This next one is from Kicho Arts. Or Sicho Arts. And the thing that got me is because this is a Pokemon Legends ZA themed photo. And so, you know, Game came out yesterday, but we picked it up at the midnight release the day before, and I'm having such a blast. I don't know if anyone else is playing Pokemon Legends ZA, but I'm having an absolute blast. So when I saw this shot, I was like, that love it, freaking love it. So it looks like they chose Chikorita for their playthrough. Awesome. All in Spritzy is over here floating like that. Nicely done. So this is just this just made me so happy. And we got in the middle of Lumio City with the tower there and all that. Just awesome. So Kicho Arts. Love the shot. Hope anyone else is enjoying Legends ZA. Hope you're enjoying it too, Kicho Arts. Next is from Action Figtography. It's Ben. So he's got the Sirdork top 10 hashtag in there. And what I like about this is Ben used a actual cracked real egg in this shot. I saw this. I was like, this is so clever, Ben. Did you like go and like make an omelet and then you're like, you know what? I've got an idea. I mean, that's what happens with me. I'm doing something regular and then I'm like, I've got an idea. And here's Ben in the live chat. He's over here and he says, thank you. What a good dude. Really love the idea, Ben. Like the real egg. That's so smart. Whoa. Diana Martinez, thank you so much for the super chat. This is for Venom. Please give it to him. Zelda says hi. Venom, I think he's napping right now. He's not bothering me at the moment, which is very rare. Diana Martinez, I will definitely let him know that, and I'll get him some treats, and I will also tell him Zelda says hi, and hi to Zelda too. But Action Photography, really great job with the shot. Using the egg was amazing, and here he is. Good idea, Ben. Really good idea. Next is from Ray Sashi, which I haven't really, I haven't seen any shots of his in a while, or maybe I'm missing them or what, but I'm happy to have one of his shots on here. And we've got a Fallout themed shot with the ghoul over here. And I love the way he's got this set up. He's got like all this stuff here, some pretty clean stuff, but it is very, if finding Pringles and fall, I could see that happening. But it would be potato, what are they called? Potato crisps? There's a Fallout brand of potato chips, right? I think it's potato crisps. Anyway, and we've got all these random stuff, and there's a Pit Boy in there, but we've got the ghoul. And he says, "War never changes." October. So I'm just happy. The fact that I'm so happy that we're getting Fallout figures, obviously, but I'm also so happy I get to see Fallout on my feed scrolling more often now. Like that doesn't happen ever. So cool. Yeah, the accessories really do make it. Really great job with the accessories. Everyone's saying the accessories. Yeah. Really great work. So Ray Sashi, Ramon, I hope you're doing well, man. Really, really great job. Next is Apertoy with a very spooky shot. It says, "Ahoo! I took the picture about 3 weeks ago, and I finally get to share it. This is part of a collab that Shava Fernando. Cool. So many good collabs going on. So I love seeing these. But this shot is just freaking sweet. Like this is 100% just like the perfect silhouette. Like you can't see any real detail on the character. You just see the silhouette, but it's so incredibly recognizable because of the pose and the just the silhouette of the character. We all know it's a werewolf. And it seems like the theme of the collab was dark silhouettes. So I don't know if you use the computer screen or what for it, but it's perfect. It's really, really well done. And there's Apertoy right here in the live chat. Really awesome and well done. So cool. Really well done. All right, what do we got next? Oh, next is from the Kaiju Nerd, which I think I saw Kaiju Nerd in the live chat just now. It says, "Happy spooky season. Time to get back into posting." So this is cool. If I would think about doing a Ghidorah photo, I would never think about doing like a close-up like this. And I think this is so cool. Just the three heads emerging out of the smoke in this dark city. I think that's so cool. It's such a cool approach to photographing him. You know, it's so nice and dark. These are good looking buildings. I need some buildings like that. I mean, I've got a lot of great buildings, but I really like these. So this definitely seems scary. This is terrifying. And the Kaiju Nerd is here. So really great job with this one, my man. Like, you killed it. Glad you're here as well. Lucian says, right, I hate that. I always try to fit the whole figure in the pic instead of close-ups. Me too. I always do. It's very rare, but I'll feel like I feel okay not getting the whole thing in there. But clearly, I should start doing that more often. Great job, Kaiju Nerd. And then last we have MW Forrester, Death and Taxes. And this is another thing, like when I'm going to photograph a skeleton, the Grim Reaper, the last thing I'm going to think of is having the Grim Reaper do taxes. So freaking funny and so clever. I still have this figure. I haven't opened him up. I've just been dealing with so many other things. But this is just so funny. It should be like Death to Taxes, right? Right, you boy said it perfectly. The two worst things in the world, death and taxes. You got it. Hey, Codename Chief, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But this is just so great. MW Forrester, it's clever, it's well done, it's hilarious. Wonderful, wonderful job. And that'll do it for the top 10. Thanks everyone for submitting, and keep on doing it. If you've been doing hashtag Sirdork top 10, keep on doing it, or even send it to me in a message and be like, hey, is this will work for the top 10? Because it's easy for me to miss things sometimes, but I want to make sure I'm as fair as possible. Get a bunch of different. I want to try to get as many people. Want it to be fair, and then also I want it to be awesome for the show, for people viewing who aren't submitting, who just want to watch. So now let's get into channel member questions. So the first part of the top 10, or the first part of the Q&A, are any photos. Okay, let me gather my thoughts before I start to speak. The first part of the Q&A is if any channel members have any specific questions. So if you're a member on my YouTube channel, you get first your questions in first, and I'll answer those first. And they don't have to necessarily be questions. They can just be topics, whatever you want to talk about. Just throw them in there, and then we'll talk about them. And if you're interested in joining, the join button is right underneath every video, right next to where the subscribe button usually is. If the subscribe button is there, first freaking click subscribe and then think about joining if you're interested. So here we go. First question is from Eric Bradshaw. Says, no questions, probably will miss the live, but I will watch the rerun. Keep up the great work. Eric, I appreciate it so much. That's awesome. Thanks for throwing it in there. And hey, if you're in the membership and you don't have anything to ask, you want to throw something in there, just throw it in there. Exercise your right. Theo DeHaan says, can you do a photography correction online? Some photos that didn't get picked, and what could we have done better? Some live ideas for the future. Oh, I see. So like for the top 10, could I like do some critiques instead? Well, I definitely could do that. And the reason why I don't do it as often is because I'll only do like constructive criticism and critiques if I've already stated I'm going to be doing constructive criticism and critiques, because I don't want to start critiquing someone's photo if that's not what they were expecting, and if someone wants that, then yeah, that's actually a really fun idea. But as far as photos that didn't get picked, what could we have done better? Something. If your photo isn't getting picked or hasn't gotten picked for a top 10, that has absolutely nothing to do with what could you do better. It's just you're probably doing a wonderful job. And anytime I choose something, I'm trying to diversify and choose different accounts. I'm trying to choose based off of the most creative ideas, because sometimes when you are first getting started, you could think of a really creative idea and take the photo. And then sometimes you could be doing this for 10 years and you take a really beautiful photo, but the idea isn't necessarily as creative. It's just like a beautiful lighting or something. Like I want to, just make it accessible for anybody who, even if you just started. So the best answer I would say is think of the most creative ideas. Those are usually the things. That's what I'm thinking. And as far as you're concerned, Theo, you're doing great. You're doing wonderful. Really, really great. So don't worry. Don't worry about it. Comic Dad Shots says, have you ever thought about doing horror shots, like scary nightmare fuel type shots? I like that. And to be honest, I have done some. I definitely have. But I don't know. I think I prefer, like, if I'm doing a horror character, I almost think it's more fun to do an ironic horror shot, like putting a horror character in a funny situation. I think that's more fun. But every so often I've done some, like, I don't know if it was last year or not, but I did a photo of Jason and he's like murdering somebody by the fire in the moonlight. I did that. It was bloody. So yeah, it happens. Definitely. So I should do some more, to be honest. I really should. But some scary nightmare fuel type shots. I'll have to go with that. I like that. Thanks, Andrew. The Domesticated Caveman. Hey, man. How's it going? Happy Friday. Love your toy hunt this weekend from your NYCC trip. Question: which recent figure release felt totally underappreciated? That's a good question. Underappreciated. Sometimes things get a little bit of a spark and then people just move on because something else has come out so quickly, And let's see, underappreciated recent releases. Underappreciated. Well, I mean, I guess it just depends on what you're into, because I buy things for myself and then I buy things that I want to review. So I opened up a Hot Toys full scale Grogu, the life size Grogu, which I wasn't going to do a review on because I didn't think I would get enough views for it to be worth my time making a video on. So I actually brought it to my mom so she could open it because she was so excited about it. And it's so nice having a full size life size Grogu in my house. It's pretty great. The three idiots just joined. Well, welcome. John Wolf says the Grogu deserves pictures. It'll be too irresistible for me to not take photos of that. So I definitely will take photos, John Wolf. Don't you worry. Maybe not a video, but yeah, for sure. The Stoned Mandalorian Collector says, what's a good program or software or app to use to edit pictures for someone that's not too tech savvy? Like the way you remove the stands like that. Hope you're doing well, man. I would say PixArt is a really good one. For the phone, you can remove wires and stuff. PixArt, it's free. That's a really good one. What are some other good ones? Pixlr? Appertoy says Pixlr. Okay. I've never heard of Pixlr. So there's that one. What's the one? As far as free, I like to recommend GIMP, but GIMP is a little bit more like Photoshop, so it's a little bit it's still, I would say, the tech, quote unquote, tech savvy. Bandy says GIMP. Photoshop Mobile is available now, says Vicious Soldier. That's cool. Pixlr is free on the web, says Appertoy. All right. Cool. What's the one I'm thinking of? It's a computer one. It's web-based. Affinity is one. Affinity. I don't know if it's free or not though. Affinity is pretty good. But there's some that are out there that I'm not thinking of at the top of my head. But I did a video of the top 5 free editing apps on your phone. So if you just type in Sirdork top 5 apps, it'll come right up, and they're all linked in the video. So I would check those out. But hopefully the other recommendations that are thrown in the chat are really good too. Cool. And if you have any other questions, I'm going to do a normal Q&A in like a couple minutes. I just want to finish these ones up. So I'm not going to miss your questions. Theo throws in another question, says digital effects versus practical effects in toy photography. I like practical effects, but that doesn't mean digital effects aren't also awesome. I just like things feeling tangible. Like I like it to be able to look at a photo and be like, oh, I see how that happened. Like your brain will click. But at the same time, digital effects are awesome. And a lot of the reason why I don't do digital effects is because I don't know how to do them. I just don't know how. So practical is just something that seemed more approachable to me, and that's why I always do it. So, that's my answer to that. But both are great. It's all just up to what you like to do, what you know how to do, and what you think looks better. A Whole Brit says biggest surprise from NYCC. Biggest surprise. To be honest, there wasn't any crazy reveals that that really surprised me. I would say the biggest surprise was the new SH Figuarts Wicked figures from, of Elphaba and Glinda. That's probably the biggest surprise. It's just like, oh, all right, wasn't expecting that. All right, we'll take it. But there weren't a lot of huge reveals that really surprised me. There were some reveals, but nothing that was so surprising to me. But yeah, I would say that the Wicked ones would be the biggest one. Dub says, how you doing, brother? That's a good question. I'm doing very well, and I hope you're doing well also, Stubbs. Things are going good. This is like after September ended, like it was the beginning of like the calm season. It was just a very, very busy few months, and they're all done. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. And the last question in the members says, you don't seem to be into several popular IPs like G.I. Joe or TMNT. Curious why? Not enough bandwidth? Never got into them? Complete trash? Not that you have to be into everything. That's a great question. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm just not into, and that's just because I don't really connect with them. So like G.I. Joe, I think that was before my time, really, when it was popular. So I didn't really get into that as a kid. And the thing what's weird about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was they were really big when I was a kid, because I was born in '92. So they were really big, and we had tons of Ninja Turtle figures too growing up. We played the Turtles in Time game for Super Nintendo, but for some reason the nostalgia doesn't click with me with Ninja Turtles. So I'm just not really into them, and I don't think they're bad or trash. I'm not into it. I don't know. And like Transformers, I think are cool, but that's just, I guess some things click with me, just like other things click with you or anybody else. Vicious Soldier says he's a millennial, so a lot of things I mesh with him also. Yeah, I'm a millennial, but and I can appreciate them though when I go into the store, and especially GI Joes. I've been looking at the Joe's figures and like, I'm not going to buy this, but I think this is cool. I appreciate it, So it just depends on what you grew up with, what you're into. Like I like anime stuff too, but I don't really collect it quite as much as I collect, Star Wars and Pokemon stuff like that. Just depends on what you're into. That's all. So yeah, that'll do it. Thanks so much to all the members who are here asking questions, all that stuff. For the rest of the stream, I'm just gonna go questions. Let's just go questions, and I'm probably gonna do it for another 20 minutes or so. So, anybody got questions? Just throw them on in. Penguin says, "Can you recommend action figures? I'm new to collecting. I have $100." Well, Penguin, it depends on what you're into. Just like. If you like Marvel, it's like Spider-Man, check out Marvel Legends. You like Star Wars, Black Series. What are you into, Penguin? What are you into? Apertoy says Joe's usually come with a lot of accessories, and that's true, and I like them quite a bit. I'm appreciating the accessories. Metallic Kaiju says 3 questions. 1, are you going to compare the Maximum Deadpool to the Revoltech? Yes, I will. 2, will you review the Marvel Legend Daredevil Born Again Punisher? Yes, I have Daredevil right there. Punisher hasn't come in yet. 3, what is your dream line of figures? Characters of who that we don't have any. Well, I don't necessarily have a dream line of figures, but the things that come to my mind right now are I want a like NECA Grinch. I want a NECA Grinch, Jim Carrey. I want an articulated Shrek. Really bad. I don't care if it's NECA or who does it. I also would love, maybe as far as a line goes, collecting the early 2000s Cartoon Network stuff. So Ed and Eddie, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, that stuff. That would be really fun. That'd be really fun. Whew. And so Penguin says I like Marvel. So look into Marvel Legends, dude. Yeah, check out. There's a lot of go on to Amazon and just type in Marvel Legends figures, and then you can even adjust by price. You'll find a lot of lower discounted ones on Amazon that way. And a lot of times, Entertainment Earth does the sales with with stuff like that are still in stock. Go to Ollie's. You'll find lots of really cheap Marvel Legends. Diana Martinez says, if you had $100, prepare to not have $100 when it comes to imports. Oh, okay. Talking about, yeah. That's very true. But if you go to Hobby Genki, they put discounts on a lot of good import stuff there. David Maldo says, appreciate your channel and videos, especially the toy hunts and toy photography. David, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching them, and I'm glad you like them. So appreciate it. Three Idiot says, wait, have you seen the Blokees Spider-Man figures? Yes, we talked about it today on the show, actually, just a few minutes ago. So very exciting, very exciting. John Wolf says, my question is, what have you seen or experienced at NY Comic Con that you liked the most that wasn't mentioned in the video? Well, I did only really cover action figures in the video, but Nadia and I just had a great time just checking stuff out, just going aisle to aisle, checking things out. We got some fun pins, got a couple fun t-shirts. Like I got like a 7-Eleven t-shirt of like a 7-Eleven Transformer looking character. That was cool. And I really enjoyed looking at, there's so many artist booths, and some of the art is just incredible. And I just really took some time just looking at stuff. It was really fun. So great, really cool question, John. Thanks for asking. Kaiju Nerd says, do you bring a lot of equipment with you when you do outdoor shots? Yeah, I usually just bring what I need. So outdoor stuff, especially if it's during the day, I'll bring my light reflector, tripods. I'll bring a few other tripods because I want to like film behind the scenes while I'm doing that. Sometimes I'll bring my air gun, but I usually don't have a lot. It's just like a backpack, and that's usually pretty empty. So I don't bring a ton. I just bring exactly what I know I need. Metallic Kaiju said, really love an articulated Metroid Ridley. That sounds cool. I'm surprised Figma hasn't done one. They've done so many Samuses. I'm surprised. Apertoy says Samurai Jack. And yes, Samurai Jack Mezco is coming out. It's still on pre-order on most sites. It has not sold out, so definitely go for it. David Maldo, any sites you recommend for ordering third-party figures companies other than 5K Toys? Yes, I order all of my third-party stuff from third-party, unlicensed, whatever, from Toys Metaverse, TOYZ Metaverse, Toys Metaverse. And all the time I do any videos on third-party unlicensed stuff, I always link Toys Metaverse. I really like them. They have a bigger selection than 5K Toys does, and the pricing is good. Ben says, what's your favorite Deadpool action figure pose? Deadpool action pose. I usually end up doing goofy poses with Deadpool, but the new Maximum one, I'm thinking I might do something not funny, something cool. I'm not sure. Maybe a combination, but something probably cool and stretched out and shooting guns and swords. We'll see. So that whatever pose I end up doing in the video coming up next week, that's the answer to your question. Mason says, what stores do you go to buy Mayfex? There's a lot of good import stores. So I like Hobby Genki. There's Ami Ami. There's Mecha Japan. There's Okini Land. There's Gundamit. There's Bombus Bee. There's so many. There's so many stores, and I mean, just Google any of those, and you'll find them. There's a lot of them. Josh Spooky Kid, can I have one of your figure? No giveaways today. Codename Chief says the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy figures would be great. Would be ace. Yeah, that was a good show. I really like Billy and Mandy. Diana Martinez says favorite figure of the year and favorite figure ever. Mine are both Tears of the Kingdom Link and Figma right now. Wow, favorite figure and favorite ever. The Tears of the Kingdom Link is definitely going to be in the top 5 this year. The Mezco Indiana Jones is going to be in the top 5 this year. Whew. But my Mayfex Mandalorian 2.0 Chrome is my #1 favorite figure ever. Question: how should I start collecting? I'm into Marvel and Star Wars. I would start with Marvel Legends and Black Series Hasbro, because you can go into a store and find them and go for it, and then just look for other ones that exist. Just collect your favorite characters. Three Idiots says, "What's your favorite superhero and villain in Marvel?" Favorite superhero is Silver Surfer, and my other favorite character ever is the cute alligator guy from Loki. Favorite villain from maybe Venom. Venom's probably my favorite villain from Marvel. Definitely. Lucian, when was the last time you did a picture for yourself and not for the channel? I don't know. But I would say, I mean, like one. That's a good question. I do have a photo in mind that I've been wanting to do for a while that is not like one for the channel. I want to take a picture of the Grim Reaper Mythic Legions figure with like a liquid death. Because I love drinking liquid death. I think that would be really fun. But it's okay. Every single photo I do for the channel, I still love and have a great time doing. So it's not like I'm like suffering by. It's okay. I love my job. For me to complain about something like that would be the dumbest thing ever. So don't worry. Don't worry. Matt says you should do short reviews for figures you don't want to review in a long vid. You know what? I have been doing that. Like I've been doing the mini reviews lately too. I've only done, I think, 3 of them, and so far they were okay. They were okay, but I've been doing a good job. I think better job actually at prioritizing different things. But there's only so much I can do, you know. Apper Toys says 5K Toys and Toys Metaverse are the same, I believe. Really? I don't think they are. I think they're different people, but maybe I'm wrong. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Metallic Kaiju says Figma has only ever done 2 characters from Metroid, Samus and Emmy, which is the shame. I'd love a Ravenbeak too. I mean, of all of the companies to do it, I feel like it would be Figma or Good Smile, whatever. But it's very interesting. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Ben says, "What do you think about the new Doom skin from McFarlane?" I think it's cool. I'm definitely going to get it because I want the figure. And I also want to have the red skin in the game. And I'll probably use it for when the DLC comes out. I think it's cool that they're doing that too. Like, I like that. I think that's just a cool concept. Right, you boy? How do you get XP? Also, any budget figures brands finally buying time I see them. Buying every time I see them. So I've hid my money so I can't spend anything. Well, to get XP in the live chat, you have to, the more you participate in the chat, and if you do super chats, that gives you a lot of XP. So YouTube created the XP thing to encourage super chats, because anytime you send a super chat to in a live stream, yes, it goes to the creator, but YouTube gets they take a cut of any type of thing that you send money, and so, which is fine because they're providing the service. That's fine with me, but they want to encourage more people to do that so they get more money, and that's all it is. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool actually. But budget figures, budget brands. I mean, the ones that I always recommend, the Hasbro, the ones that you can go into Target, GameStop, those are the ones that, but the prices are getting higher and higher. But the CT toys, the bootlegs, I think are the way to go. So I did one just this week in a video on a Daredevil one. That's $28 and pretty good. Pretty good. Wheels Toys Photo says, is it true Target has good NECA sale going on? I heard it's buy 2 get 1 free. I don't know. I know there's a Target Circle thing going on right now, or maybe it's over, but it's like 25% off. So that's pretty cool. Nin Game is another good one for imports. Yes, Nin Game is very, very good. This is Show just says, question: when is it necessary? When is the next accessory? Hang on, I'm doing a bad job. When is the next accessory toys coming out? Love finding unique things from my toys. Well, the super action stuff. Those I did a lot of those videos a while back because they're really cool, and I know the guy who runs it. And I actually bumped into him at New York Comic Con just randomly, and he gave me 2 of his new products coming soon. So I'm going to do a video on both of those, but I'm going to wait until they're available to buy first because they're not available to buy online yet. So he said in like November they should be coming out, and when they're out, then I'll do the video. Because the worst thing ever would be for me to do a video on it and you can't buy it yet. So I'm going to wait. Very, very exciting. Heavy Trooper says, do you like Lego Star Wars? I don't really collect Lego or anything, even though as a kid I loved Lego very, very much. But I also grew up and I played a lot of the Lego Star Wars games. So yeah, I didn't watch the most recent Lego Star Wars movie thing, but I do really like watching those. Some of them are really fun and cute. Kicho Arts. Hey, I just heard your kind words about my picture. I'm really happy about that. Thanks. Yes, I chose Chikorita as my starter. And you? I hope you have fun with the game too. I'm having a lot of great time with the game. And thanks for submitting the photo and being here in the chat, Kicho Arts. But I chose Totodile for alligators, my favorite Pokemon ever. So it was a very, very easy choice. Even though I'm a little disappointed in his Mega evolution. Not going to lie. That might be an understatement. I'm pretty disappointed, but it's going to grow on me and I'll be okay with it. It's okay. Definitely hoping in December you do a top 10 figures and picks video. Well, I definitely will do a top 5 figures and I'll do some honorable mentions. I don't know if maybe I will add a top 5 photos of mine of the year, I guess. I didn't think people would really care about that, but it does sound kind of fun. Excuse me, but definitely do the top 5 one for sure. I'm glad you're looking forward to it, John. David Stoker says, Legion Con and Rhode Island Comic Con are the same weekend. Which should I go to? Well, Rhode Island Comic Con is very cool, and I went there once. It's pretty big. But if you like action figures and like specifically like really like action figures, not just like the big brands, but the smaller brands, Legion Con is for you. And you'll if you like know anybody online like that, like you talk with sometimes because they're in the toy community, there's so many people there. Everyone shows up, and it's really great to see everybody. And you get to see like lots of Kickstarter brands, all kinds of stuff like that. So I would say Legion's Con. I mean, that's what I'm choosing. I'm going to Legion's Con, and I can't wait. Definitely cannot wait. Lucien says, yeah, I didn't mean it as work, but I think a lot of things I want to do with old figures. I think doing the picks the way you do for the channel makes it hard to go to do ideas with favorite oldies. You're right. It's true. I do prioritize the channel over my own like things that I personally and creatively want to do, but that's okay. I'm totally okay with that. I'll get to it eventually. Diana Martinez says, maybe not an articulated one, but they could make a giant statue like they did in Fallen from Dungeon Meshi. Well, I don't know who Fallen from Dungeon Meshi is, but there's got to be a nice big statue of Ripley from... Right, is it Ripley or Ridley? Ridley. Anyway, there's got to be a big statue for him. 3 Idiot says, I'm trying to get a Spider-Man shelf. What do you think is the best Spider-Man? I would say my 2 favorite Spider-Mans figures are, I really like the Maximum Spider-Man from Hasbro, and I like the Netman from DB Toys. It's an unlicensed figure, but it's really cool. A pronounceable name Martinez says, do you backtrack figures or is new always better? I feel like it depends. I feel like more often than not, the newest version of a figure is going to be the best one, but not always. There's definitely some instances where like some older figures are better than some of the newer ones, but most of the time I think the newest version is probably going to be better. Usually they just make improvements, the competition and stuff like that. Skelly Morales says, I have a few Marvel Legends Magneto. Hate the plastic cape, but I got it from my dad. Yeah, plastic capes kind of stink, but hey, If it's something special because it's from your dad, then that's better than anything, you know. Mason says, you know that Doctor Doom from Fantastic Four that's going for a lot right now? I have him. I keep him. Should I keep him or sell him? If you're not really into him, then sell him. But if you like him, who cares about how much it's going for? Just have him and love him. That's what I'm thinking. David Stoker says, any cool stories from Disney? And what did you think of Galaxy's Edge? Was it you and your mom, or did the girlfriend go? I went with my mom, and we were there with my aunt and uncle. And my aunt used to work for Disney so we got in for free, which is great. Galaxy's Edge was really amazing. Like, it was just, if you're a Star Wars fan, I don't care if you like the sequels or not, you're gonna go there and be like, wow, this is incredible. It's really cool. It really, really is. Any good stories? Well, so we went on the Rise of the Resistance ride twice, but there's one section of the ride where you walk through this big hangar, and there's like 100 stormtroopers. There's like a big TIE fighter on the wall. It's like, whoa, but you're in it for like 5 seconds. So the second time we went on the ride, it broke down and closed right when we were in that spot because it was raining out. So we just hung out in that like hangar area for like a half hour, which was so cool. I mean, took pictures and stuff. So that's probably my first, story that really comes to mind. But thanks for asking the question. Ben says, when you first started your new job, what was your current role? So when I first started my new job, which is just Sirdork full time, my current role is everything. I do everything. But if you mean at my old job, I worked for a corporate company called Maximus that takes on different responsibilities from governments. They big contracts, and so I was in a New York branch where they took on the responsibility of all of the New York State of Health, like customer service stuff. And so I was a supervisor there. But when I first started that, I was just answering the phone, helping people out who called. So that, if that's what you're asking, Ben, that's it. Mason says, have you done stop motion before? Because I'm curious. You have got a lot of good figures for it. The answer is yes. I actually made a stop motion video for Walmart about Bluey, and it was really great opportunity. And it's on the YouTube channel. If you type in Sirdork stop motion, it'll come up. It's not very good, but I did it, and I'm happy I did it. But I don't plan on doing it again because I don't like stop motion as much as toy photography. Yano says, question, what do you think about Romanki figures, and what's your opinion on AliExpress? I don't know what Romanki figures are. Romanki figures. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're cool. The Romanki figures, what they are like, they are, so just people can see, they're like these base level kinds of figures of like just different body types. So for customs and stuff like that, I think they're really cool. They're not of really interest to me because I don't do a lot of customizing, but they're really cool. And AliExpress is really good as long as you are careful using it, because you never know what you're going to get. So if you are using AliExpress and you are buying from a individual seller on AliExpress that you trust, then you're good. So if you just look at reviews and look at other like history from that seller, and that will probably be it. All right. I can only probably do like one more question. I'm really behind. But Trinity says, hi, I love your channel. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the Blokees Mandalorian figures? Well, you'll find out next week exactly my thoughts. Very direct thoughts, and that's all I'll say. Okay, last question is from Saktvara. Will you review the Superior Neighbor, which is the Mess Toys one? I wasn't planning on it, and maybe I will. Maybe I will, because I've been getting a lot of requests for it. I'm not super interested in it, but maybe I will. I'm not sure. Okay, Max B says, how old are Venom and Toxin? They're turning 13 this year, right? They're old boys. Okay, I have to end it. So, everyone, thank you so much for watching and for listening and for throwing questions in. I'm so grateful and appreciative of anyone who wants to be a part of this and watch me just ramble on TV. So, have a great weekend. Be warm. It's getting cold out there. Be safe. Thanks again for everyone for everything. And Sunday will be the Juggernaut video, which I'm not gonna lie, this is a fun one. I think it's pretty fun. All right. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great night. Bye-bye.